Have you ever noticed how many years you have been procrastinating on your weight loss goals because you have such a massive fear of missing out? Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. Today is episode number 363, and I'm really excited to share with you how to eat pasta every day and still lose weight struggle-free. Hello, welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show, or welcome if this is your first time tuning in. And if this is your first time tuning in and you have no idea who I am, that makes sense because you've never tuned in before. And so, by way of introduction, my name is JoLynn Braley. I am the permanent weight loss coach who has been coaching really awesome people since I started professionally coaching back in 2009. And what I do with my awesome weight loss coaching clients is I coach them out of the pickle that they're in. And it's all focused on mindset, the mind, the subconscious, the unconscious, the hidden patterns of beliefs and thought systems and personal identity that tells you that you are fat and that you have to stay fat, and all these things that are going on inside of you that you're not even aware of that always sabotage you, they always pull you back. This is why you've never been able to force yourself to do a diet, get to your goal weight, and stay there. It's because you have not done the core inner self steps to heal your inner world. And the good news is that it's not too late. You can still do it if you take action to get in motion. Now, I cannot guarantee that by the time that you're listening to my voice right now, that I'm still even going to be offering this option to coach with me and end your food and weight struggles for good, to stop binge eating, stop emotional eating, stop sabotaging yourself. But before I'm done with this audio recording right now that I'm recording for you today, I'm going to share with you how you can take your first step to find out if it might be a good fit for me to coach you out of the pickle that you're in. And if I'm still doing this by the time you listen to this recording, then I suggest that you hop on that immediately, because there's no other time to stop stopping yourself, is there? I mean, think about it. How do you feel about yourself where you are right now? How do you feel about yourself with the way that you're eating, with the things that you're eating, with the continual, consistent, poor, unhealthy food choices that you keep making? Even though you say you want to lose weight, but you're not doing it. And what's even worse is that you're so smart and successful professionally. So clearly, you're not dumb, and you know exactly what you should be doing to lose weight, but you can't get yourself to do it and keep doing it and get all the way to your goal and stay there. You're the kind of person, if you're cool, if you are enjoyable to talk to, if you are really willing to change, then you're the kind of person that I love to coach. And like I said, before we get done here today, I'll share with you how you can take your first step. It's totally free if you are serious about ending your food and weight battles for good. Now, I'm going to share with you today how to eat pasta every day and still lose weight and do it struggle-free. But first, before we do that, if you want to learn just a little bit more, go over to www.easyfunweightloss.com. Download my freebie. It will really help you out if you take action with it. www.easyfunweightloss.com. I highly suggest you grab that now while it is still available. All right, so how do you eat pasta every day and still lose weight and do it struggle-free? Okay? How do you do this? If you listen to any of my podcasts back in 2017, around the numbers of 250, 251, 252, around in there, I was giving you updates on my personal struggle-free weight loss, dropping 28.6 pounds without self-sabotage or struggle, anything like that, which that's the struggle-free part. Okay, two things about that. Struggle-free means that you don't sabotage yourself. Struggle-free does not mean that you just sit around and eat junk food all day and magically lose weight. That is never going to happen. I don't care what kind of diet pills or the magical solutions out there that tell you that just do this one thing. Don't change your lifestyle and you're still going to lose weight. Yeah, at what expense? At what cost? What's that going to do to your heart muscle? What's that going to do to your internal organs? What's it going to do to your brain? Okay, there's no magic. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, you have to change how you eat and what you eat and how much you eat. But what makes it struggle-free to do those things is you've got to change your inner world. You can't hate your way to your goal weight. You can't be hating yourself and thinking that you're gross and ugly and disgusting and expect that you're going to have an easy time getting to your goal weight. You've got to heal your inner self. There's many components of this. The easiest way to do it is you follow a step-by-step proven system that everybody else before you has already done, and it works. The thing that you don't have that they have is you haven't done the steps. You don't have the system. Like one of my coaching clients, Holly, who I coached a long time ago. Wow, that was in 2010 or 2011. And she had been struggling for over 30 years with out-of-control binge eating. She'd gone to therapy for 6 or 7 years. I think it was 7 years, on and off, gone to therapy. She'd done everything she could think of to try to lose the 20 pounds and stop the binge eating. Nothing was working for her. She found me on the internet. God bless her. It's so awesome that she did, because I coached her. And she stopped the craziness. She stopped that cycle. She stopped that self-sabotage. She stopped the binge eating. She got to the place where she really liked herself and loves herself. Actually, I think it's more important to learn to like yourself, because just think about this. How many people do you have in your life? I bet you have at least one person in your life that you can honestly say you love them, but you don't hang out with them. You don't talk to them. You see them one time a year, like at Thanksgiving or Christmas, and that's it. Yes, you love them, but you don't like them. All right? You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean, Jean? It's so important to like yourself and be happy with yourself. When you heal your inner self, which does require action, it requires specific steps. It's not enough. You can't just magically say or expect magic to sit here and listen to my voice and say, oh, I love myself. That's a word. Those are words. You've got to take action to make real transformation within yourself. And when you do that, then it seems like magic, because then you stop struggling with your eating and your weight. Then you're able to get the weight off. Then you're able to be normal with food. But it does take action to get those results. And that's what Holly did. and she stopped binge eating. She dropped the 20 pounds. She's kept it off. She's sent me updates over the years. That's what's possible when you decide to make a real change for yourself, something you've never, ever done, something that no food diet can ever do for you. So, once again, struggle-free does not mean that you keep living as you are and you magically lose weight. Struggle-free weight loss means that you live a healthy lifestyle, you actually enjoy it, and it's not a big deal. That's what struggle-free means. Okay? The way to get struggle-free weight loss is you've got to heal your inner self. So I'm going to share with you how you can eat pasta every day and still lose weight. And you can take my tip and you can run with it, and it won't be struggle-free if you do not do the inner work to get right with yourself, to get in alignment with yourself, to get okay with yourself, to get at peace with yourself. You can take my tip and you could force yourself to do it, but unfortunately, you probably won't be able to stick with it if you haven't gotten on the right path within yourself. And you really don't need me to say these words to you. Just look at everything that you've done already to try to lose weight. Why hasn't it worked? When you have done healthy things, you have taken healthy steps in the past to try to lose weight, but you always end up hitting that wall where it seems like it's a sugar craving. It seems like it's a food obsession that won't go away unless you give into it. But is that really what it is? Is it possible that there's an undercurrent of fat thinking, a fat head, it's a fat mindset. That's what it is. It's always your thinking that is going to drag you back into the pit. And I know all these things from personal experience, not just from coaching my clients, not just on a professional level, but from my own personal experience also. You can't be a negative Nancy or a complaining Carrie or a hateful Harriet and expect ever to have a wonderful, peaceful, stress-free. All the other people are having the stresses because they haven't healed their inner self. Is any of this making sense? All you got to do is look at your results. If you could have forced yourself with just a food diet to get the weight off, you would have done that 20, 30, 40 years ago, wouldn't you? Because you're not dumb and you know what you need to do. Okay, so what is this thing about eating pasta every day and still losing weight? It is so simple, but I'll tell you what, I've given super, super simple tips like this to my inner self diet coaching clients in the past when they were first starting out with me, and it pretty much fell on deaf ears. Have you ever heard that saying? They couldn't hear it or they didn't want to hear it because it was so far away from where they were at that time. Later, after they got the right mindset and they healed their inner self and they got out of their own way, then this kind of a tip, then, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, that's no big deal. So what is this tip? Okay. Number one, the way to eat pasta every day and still lose weight, you have to use portion control. Okay? You can't just expect to be eating pasta with every meal, eating a whole huge bucket of spaghetti, and expect that you're going to lose weight. No, it's not going to work because it doesn't work with the human physical form that is your body. If you use portion control and you're only eating this pasta with protein, with vegetables, and you're only eating it for lunch and dinner, not for little snacks, not every hour on the hour, not whenever you feel like it or whenever you want to emotionally eat, okay? But if you have a structure of a healthy, balanced way of eating that is a lifestyle for you, you can eat pasta every day and still lose weight. And I have done this personally. And actually, when you go to fearlessfatloss.com, fearlessfatloss.com/blog, fearlessfatloss.com/blog, and in the search bar, type in the number 363, which is the number of today's podcast, and I'll even give you a couple links in the podcast to the specific brand of pasta that I eat, because I'm not eating regular pasta. It's a rice pasta, but I'll show you exactly the brand. And I know you can buy it on Amazon if you're not able to find it in one of your local grocery stores, because I've bought it on Amazon before too. So I'll put links in that post that accompanies this podcast, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But I only eat a half a cup. Oh my God, a half a cup, JoLynn? That's not very much. It's fine. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. I love it. When I am feeding my mind every day with the right food, the mental food, to keep my mindset on the same track that I teach my coaching clients to get on. And that is what makes all of this struggle-free. If you do not have your head in the right place, then this simple little tip of eating pasta every day and still losing weight by using portion control, all right, including it as part of a healthy lifestyle, it won't work for you, because I have been on the other side where I had a fat mindset and I was eating only processed foods. I didn't want anything to do. Nothing. I couldn't even remember that, oh yeah, portion control, rice pasta, healthy eating. No, I didn't want anything to do with any of that. The only thing that was on my level then, the only thing that matched up with my fat mindset was all of the fattening, fat-inducing, fat-producing, unhealthy, low self-esteem processed foods that I continued to eat. And on that level, on that vibration, with that fat mindset and the negative thinking, the self-pity, the pity parties, the victim mentality, the woe is me, the self-hate, it all matches up with the level of food that I would continue to emotionally eat, stuff myself with, try to soothe myself with, binge eat. It all goes together. And when I have been in that place, which is why I can talk the way I do, this is why I can do the Get Real podcasts that I do. If you haven't listened to any of those, you will know when you're listening to a Get Real podcast, because I tell you up front, hey, big warning, this is a Get Real episode today, and that's not what today's episode is. So anyway, I get the best compliments on the Get Real episodes, though. People love them because you can't stay in the BS and the denial and the self-lies and get to your goal weight. You know, it just doesn't work. So anyway, you really can eat pasta every day and lose weight if it's part of a healthy lifestyle. And what makes it struggle-free to put all this together is the right mindset. But you got to get that mindset. That is 92.8% of the whole ball of wax. If what you want is to get to your goal weight, do it struggle-free, enjoy the journey, feel really, really good about yourself, like yourself, love yourself, stop the binge eating, stop the emotional eating, feel good with each step you take, each step that you get closer to your goal weight, and do it without sabotaging yourself. If that's what you want, then you've got to get the right mindset for it. You can force yourself to lose weight just like you've done in the past, just like every time you get a few pounds off, or maybe you've even gotten to your goal weight in the past, but because you never did the inner work, you were still fat in your mindset. You still had the fat thinking, you still had the fat beliefs, you still had the fat thought processes, you still had a fat self-image. That will never allow you to get to your goal weight and stay there. It's impossible because the inner and the outer always match. And by the way, even though this is my expertise and I have the certifications and the trainings and the wherewithal and the experience and everything to coach my clients out of the struggle and coach them into the struggle-free zone, even though all that is true, these things I'm sharing with you, they're not my rules. They're not something that I've made up. It's just how it is. Your mind is like a heat-seeking missile. And when you have it programmed, either consciously or unconsciously, when you have it programmed to be fat, then your thinking and your behaviors and your emotional state and the types of foods that you choose will all match up. And this fat programming, it's either unconscious because you've been stuck in that place for so long, or you're conscious of it, but you don't know how to change it. And either one of those things isn't good. You've got to make a conscious decision to change this, and you've got to learn how to consciously take action to change it. Otherwise, there are not enough food diets on this planet that will ever get you the results you want. There's a reason why you haven't been able to get to where you want to go. Is any of this making sense? If it is not, go over to my Facebook page, facebook.com/JoLynn Braley. Like the page, click on the little notification thing. Maybe that's automatic now. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. But leave me a comment after you do that. Leave me a comment on my page. Tell me that you were listening to episode number 363 of the JoLynn Braley Show. Tell me what it is that I said that you don't understand or that doesn't make sense, and I can do a follow-up podcast. I think that would be awesome. Why not? Because if you have a question, I'm sure that there are other people out there that do too. And since this is not a two-way communication, this is not coaching. Coaching is real-time, real-life, two-way communication to get your personal food and weight struggles solved. This podcast is not coaching. This podcast is a one-way communication of information to send out to the masses, you included in that, to help folks just like you get a light bulb moment that there's a reason why you're still struggling to lose weight and keep it off. And there's a reason why the food diets and the mainstream diet industry have failed you. Now, understand, I'm not saying that there's a magical way to lose weight without changing your eating habits or without changing your lifestyle. There is not. Okay? But there is what feels like magic when you take action to transform your inner world, your inner self, and you do the steps that work so that you stop getting in your own way and you stop dragging yourself back into the fat zone. The fat zone, not just on your body, but in your head, in your emotional state, in your day-to-day life experience. All the food obsessions, the self-doubts, the low self-confidence, on and on and on and on and on. That cannot exist if you are serious about getting to your goal weight and staying there and doing it without struggle. All right? So this podcast, it's a beacon of hope and a beacon of light to anyone who listens to help you understand that you're not a failure, you're not dumb, you're not stupid. Just look at your success that you have in your business life or your career. Okay, obviously you're not dumb. But the problem is that a food diet by itself cannot fix why you continue to overeat, why you are so down on yourself, why you're so mean to yourself, why you hate yourself so much, why you try to fix all these problems with more food. A food diet can't solve the real problems. You need to go to the root of the real problems, heal that. And it can be done really quickly if you work with the right coach. And then doing the healthy eating plan won't be a big deal because then it will feel natural and you'll actually want to do it. That's what happens when you heal your inner self. That is what I do with my awesome, awesome coaching clients. Have you already listened to my special sub-series that I've done here as part of the JoLynn Braley Show? Search in the JoLynn Braley Show for the phrase real results from the Inner Self Diet, or just search for those two words, real results, and you'll find my exclusive 10-part series that has 8 interviews in it of real-life people I have coached to struggle-free weight loss. It also includes an introduction, which I suggest you listen to that first so that you understand the premise of why I did that special series. And then I did a wrap-up at the end so that I tied up the whole series for you. Listen to that to raise your level of hope that even though you're so stuck, that it's possible and that you too can achieve struggle-free weight loss if you take action to do it. It's not going to happen by just wishing, hoping, praying, and listening to me talk about it and listening to my coaching clients talk about it. You're the one who has to step up and reach out and take action. So, to get inspired, search in the JoLynn Braley Show for the phrase real results, and you'll find that. I highly recommend that you listen to that now. You'll really do yourself a favor, because when you can feel that hope that, wow, this is something I've never done. It's not true that I've tried it all because I've never done this. When you can raise your level of hope, then you can actually take that next step to move towards struggle-free weight loss. So go listen to that now. Real results from the Inner Self Diet, and raise your level of hope and inspiration that there's a completely different way to go about weight loss, and it actually works. Yay! Before we wrap up, here's a couple of self-awareness raising questions. That's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? Maybe I need to call that something else. These are some questions to write down pen on paper and then write your answers down pen on paper so that you can raise your level of self-awareness of what you're missing when it comes to getting that weight off and keeping it off.